Hi guys. Okay, so this week we are moving on to multiply polynomials. So we've done addition. That's where you just simply combine like terms by shaping. We have done subtraction, so that's where you have to distribute that negative through and then combine like terms by shaping. So now we are multiplying. So multiply means distribute, so we're just going to basically distribute and combine like terms again this week as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the basic monomial into a bi and a tri and a poly. Okay, so let's do 2x times, let's go 5x squared plus 7x minus 1. Okay, so this should look normal. Okay, normally we do not have the x there, but now that we've done our exponent rules, we can put that x in because you know that when we are multiplying like bases, we simply add the exponents together. So distribute. So 2 times 5 is 10. X times x squared is x to the third. 2 times 7 is 14. X times x is x squared. And then you have to distribute it to that last term, 2x times negative 1, which is negative 2x. Okay, so then go back, and do I need to combine any of these? Nope, because none of them are like terms. So you're done. Okay, that's all this one is. So now let's try another one, but two of them shoved together. Okay, so let's do 3x times x plus 4 minus 2 times, let's go, x squared plus 5x. Okay, so now you should see two set of parentheses, so you should be thinking I have to distribute twice. So let's go ahead and distribute the first monomial. So 3x times x is 3x squared. Then I have 3x times my 4, okay, which is 12x. So I'm done with that. Now I have to go back and I have to distribute the negative 2 through. So negative 2 times x squared is negative 2x squared. And then negative 2 times 5x is a negative 10x. Okay, don't forget to carry that negative with it, which is going to flip that sign. So now from here, we have to go back and see if we need to combine any like terms. So let's see. I see an x squared and an x squared. And I see an x and an x. So now you're just simply going to combine those coefficients. So I have 3x squared and a negative 2x squared, which is 3 plus negative 2, or 3 minus 2. I don't care how you read it, as long as you shove them together to give you 1x squared. If you don't want the 1, you can ditch it. It's totally up to you. And then I have a 12x and a negative 10x, which is a 2x. Okay, so distribute, and then combine them. Okay, you should be pretty good on this because we've been doing these a lot since the beginning of the year. So let's try one more. We'll do one more where it's just a monomial out front. So a monomial means it's just that one term out front. All right, let's go with 5x squared times, let's go 2x to the third plus 4x squared plus 2x to the third times x squared minus x. All right, so again, one term, distribute it in, another term, distribute it in. So 5 times 2 is 10. X squared times x to the third. I have to add those together. X to the fifth. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. Then I have x squared times x squared. So again, I have 2 plus 3, which is 4. Now I have 2x cubed going through. So that's a 2, and then x cubed times x squared. I add those together, x to the 5th, and then I have 2x to the 3rd times a negative x, which is a negative 2x. I add them together, so if you need that 1, put on that 1. That's going to be to the 4th. So now I just simply need to combine anything that I need to combine. Whoops, forgot that x. All right, so I have x to the 5th, x to the 5th. Now I'm going to put those coefficients together. So I have 10 and 2, so 12x to the 5th. And then I have to the 4th, So I have 20 minus 2, which is 18. Okay, so that should be plenty for you to go through and complete the first required assignment. So now we are going to move on to multiplying binomials. So binomials means 2 terms times 2 terms, okay? Specifically 2 terms. So let's change that from poly. And now let's throw up specifically, we're going to do binomials. Okay. All right, so here we go. X plus 4 times x plus 2. Okay, I have x plus 4 times x plus 2. So in here, there's no sign. There's no addition, there's no subtraction. It is right next to each other. So if it's shoved together, guys, that means you're multiplying. So you can't just multiply the x through, and you can't just multiply the 4 through. So this is where we have some options, okay? And I know some of you will take option A and some of you will take option B. It is completely up to you, okay? So the first one we're going to call the step, and the second one we're going to call the box, okay? So here's the first one, the step. So when you have x plus 4 times x plus 2, all you're doing is just simply distributing everything in here to here. Okay, so start with the x. So you have the x, distribute it through. X times x is x squared. Then I have x to the 2. I have to do it to every term. So plus 2x. So this x has gone everywhere. So I am done with that x. Now I have to do the plus 4 because that's the second term in that first quantity. So you're going to have to distribute the 4. Now, this is why I call it the step, because we're going to step down from this line and we're going to move to this line. So that way our work can be already nice and neatly lined up. So when I have 4 times x, that's going to give me 4x. So is the 4x going to go with the x squared or the 2x? Okay, so hopefully you're saying the 4x because those are like terms. So do you see how I stepped down and I went over, so I lined up where your work needs to be. And then I have to go back and I have to distribute the 4 to the 2. So 4 times 2 is plus 8. And so now I just simply have to combine. So they're already nice and neat, lined up. They already have all of their terms together. So my x squared carries down. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then my 8 carries down. Okay, so that's the step, and here's the box. So the box is when you create that box. I'm pretty sure we've done something like this before, and I have my first x plus 4, so x, and then I have a 4. If you want to put the plus sign, put the plus sign, and then you have x plus 2 across the top, so x plus 2. So now this is going to kind of remind you of science when you were working with Punnett squares with the blonde hair and the blue eyes and the genetic traits. It's kind of like that. So x times x, your answer is going to go in this box. X squared. Now go over x times 2. Well, that's going to be 2x. So now you're done with the x. Okay, so what do you know? Same thing as our top row over here. Now you're going to go through and you're going to do the 4. So now these meet up. 4 times x is 4x. And then these meet up here. So 4 times 2 is 8. And so now, just like over here, guys, we have to combine these like terms. When you're combining, it's always going to be on the diagonal. So we have x squared, and then 4 and 2, which is 6x, and then plus 8. Okay, so we get the exact same answers. It does not matter, okay, which way you guys choose to do this. It is completely up to you, okay? Let's try another one. Let's do x minus 6 times x plus 3. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the step. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. I'm done with my x. I distribute it to every term in the right quantity. So now I go back and I have to take that negative 6. Do not forget to take that sign with it. Okay, so if it helps you circle that constant, distribute it through. So negative 6 times x, we're going to step down to line it up. Negative 6x. Negative 6 times a positive 3 is a negative 18. And so now we just need to simply combine those like terms. So x squared, 3 minus 6, negative 3x minus 18. Okay? So once you guys understand how to multiply binomials, I promise you, you will get the hang of it right away. Okay? Let's try another one. And now for this one, we're going to go ahead and throw on some coefficients because you guys can do that. So 2x plus 1, and let's go with times 5x plus 3. All right, so for this one, I will go ahead and do the box since I did the step on the last one. Okay, it's nothing fancy, guys. It's just simply a 4-square box. So I have 2x plus 1, and then I have 5x plus 3. And so now I start multiplying everything together. So 2x times 5x. So 2 times 5, 10. X times x, x squared. 2x times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Tack on that x. 5x times 1 is 5x. And 1 times 3 is your 3. Look on that diagonal because those are going to be your like terms. So now you just combine them. So 10x squared, 5 and 6, 11x plus 3. Okay? So I want to do 2 more. Okay? 2 more just to make sure that I really know that you have enough video to go back and watch in case you need help. But guys, if you are struggling with this at home and you need extra help, use big ideas, use those videos, send me emails, email your friends, okay? Do something for you to understand it better. Okay, so here we go. Let's go with 2 negatives. So again, the signs, they don't really change anything. You just have to be careful with your signs when you're distributing, just like you've always had to in the past. So let's go 4x minus 2 times x minus 10. Okay, so I'm going to do the step for this first one again. So 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times a negative 10 is a negative 40x. So I'm done with the 4x. I move to the negative 2. I distribute it through. Negative 2x. So I'm going to step down to line it up with my x's. Go back, distribute. Negative 2 times a negative 10 is that positive 20. And now I'm going to combine like terms. So 4x squared minus 42x plus 20. Okay? And let's do, let me erase this so I have some space. Let's do x plus 5 times 2x minus 7. Okay, so I'll do the box. That way I just keep it even. I don't know which way you're going to want to go. So x plus 5, 2x minus 7. All right, so I start multiplying. 2x times x, 2x squared, x times a negative 7, negative 7x, 2x times 5, 10x. I hope I'm not going too fast. I apologize if I am. Negative 7 times 5, negative 35. And so now you need to combine on the diagonals. So 2x squared, and then 10 minus 7 is 3x, minus 35. All right, so that's all I got for you. Hopefully that is enough to get you through those 2 assignments. Have a good week, guys.